Hi there, we've come down to Restronguet Weir and we're overlooking the Fal River. I'm going to have a go at painting this view over there towards Penpol. Cracking view, very flat, dull light though, but let's see what we can do. We've got a Ivory Black, Sapgreen, Manganese Blue, there's an Ultramarine, bit of Violet, raw Umber, raw Sienna, Indian Red, Magenta, bit of Cab Red, a lemon yellow and titanium white, more white. And I'm going to put some medium in here, which is going to be Stand Oil, Turps and Damar Varnish for a change, and just try that out. And I've got this canvas here which has been primed in this sort of yellow alkyd, which helps it dry a bit faster, so I'm going to give that a go. And that's what we're looking at. Right, so this is where we're at the moment. It's been painting for about 10 minutes. I've been using my medium and it's quite nice actually. There you go, quite sticky, so let's see if we can get on with this. we're at that stage at the moment. We've just blocked in the sky and the water quite quickly, and all the background elements, giving ourselves something to work on over the next half an hour or so. And I'm going to go into the bit more detail now into these areas here, and then we can get these reflections in the right places, because at the moment I'm not quite sure where. Obviously they've got to relate to the trees and things on the horizon lines, and what's, like there's a bunch of trees here, so these reflections that come down in here, they're quite subtle, but they need to relate to those, so that's what I'll be doing next. Let's position these fields properly. So there's got a little area here, so that just runs across like that. Doesn't have to be perfect, the line. So that runs across there. We can just put some of this colour in some of these areas. We've got some buildings to go in there as well. A bit bluer at the top there, it's quite nice. So I'm using sort of a ultramarine blue with a bit of raw umber. Quite nice. Let's just drop that across there. This is all going in quite quickly because I don't want to be too long today. I haven't got very long, so it's just like a sketch on the canvas. It's quite a nice line of trees. Up at the back there, it's quite a distinct shape, that. So that needs to be placed in. Let's just darken that slightly, not too much though. There's a few darks in this area here. And then fields are sort of in there. Something like that. And that sort of drops across like that. And there's a few darker bits in here, don't need to be too accurate. Let's get some raw sienna in there. There isn't a lot of colour up there, but we've got a bit here and there. I think that should have gone a bit further across, to be honest. Something like that. Let's run that across the back there. Fill that area in. Slip way in there. Like that. Just drops into the water like that. Right, that's as far as we got. I think we're going to call it a day now because I'm getting bitten by lots of midges and the tide is starting to come in a little bit since we started, so I'm going to call that a day and probably finish that in the studio at the weekend when it's had a chance to dry a bit. So that's what we were looking at. That's as far as we got, and we'll have a little look at that in the studio when it's had a chance to dry for a couple of days. So we're back in the studio and I'm going to have a go at finishing this off. I was hoping it would have been a bit drier than it is. It's actually still pretty tacky. So that Damar varnish that was added to that medium has slowed the drying time down. It's just tacky, so I'm going to give that a go, finishing that off today in the studio on the easel. And just sort of liven it up a bit really. Fill in a few gaps up in the sky. Just various touching up, probably from memory. Yeah, just general tidy up. Don't really want to be spending more than about 20 minutes on it. No, just to tidy up, maybe 30 minutes if I had a push. But yeah, let's see what we can make of that. Okay, let's get the sky painted in. There's a bit of a, just want to try and change the colour a little bit. Get a bit of brightness under there, a bit of a glow. This is like a warm white with a bit of lemon yellow added into it, just to give it a glow, and I'll mix it with that sort of violety pink colour which we just added on. And just take it up into the sky. Remember, this paint's tacky, it's not bone dry, so got to be fairly careful. Let's get back into some of that violet now. Mix that into there with a bit of Indian red. That's quite a nice, gives it a bit of a nice glow. Quite like that. And we'll take that up into the grey. So this is just, I think this might add a nice effect. So that's working quite well already. And then we'll leave that to mix with some of those greys up there. We can always reintroduce some of those greys. So basically we're using the same palette that we had PLEIN AIR. So it's the same palette of colours, which I just put, well, I use the same palette roughly everywhere I go anyway. Just put a few of these streaky clouds in that were there on the day. Want to be fairly streaky, nothing too obvious. I think that'll do for the sky for now. Right, let's just add a bit of green around to this. There's just these areas here, so that actually around that boat is a bit darker. That's dried quite well, that area. It's quite nice. I'll bring that down a little bit. Push that in there. Change that slightly. That needs to go, got a reflection here. Just runs like that. That reflects a bit as well out to here. The boat, let's get the boat reflecting a bit more accurately. Let's do that now. So that's dried really well actually. There we've got an ultramarine burnt sienna mix with a bit of white added just to get some of these areas in where the properties aren't so obvious. It's sort of like a grey. There's quite a lot of grey in there. I think all that section here is fairly grey at the back. I think with that blue in it, it'll help bring that orange out as well. And just put some of these hints of this colour into the back there. Over here, just to show the difference. I'll run that across there, I'll put that back in a minute. There's a dark area there as well. Alter that colour a little bit. Let's get some of this colour in here. It's going to be lighter. So that's that tree. Just losing that a little bit, that colour. It's a bit lighter. Let's change the brush. Okay, let's brush this across here a little bit. Brush this across this sort of tacky wet paint. I want these lines to run straight off the edge. That's just going to sort of pick up the colour of the that blue-grey in the sky, hopefully, a bit better. It definitely went more of a yellowy, sort of goldy colour over this side, so I might need to adjust the sky a little bit. I'm going to get rid of that colour I've got there. This is where there's some seaweed and rocks under there, so we just hint at that. Let's try and get this colour a bit better. See where the hillside is reflecting gently into the water. So I don't want it to get too... It gets lighter as it comes towards us. That area there needs to go back more towards sort of that glowing colour we got. So we need to paint a bit of that out. Something like that. That's nice. That's nice, I like that. That's more like it. Let's have a look at this, medium and a bit of violet added to this now. So we've got, this goes back, it's just into here, right into here, so this light area. And then where the trees, there's going to be another, I'm going to put some more trees just in here, so that needs to start to pick up from here, like that. And obviously then these trees reflect from here and just go across a little bit like that. Something like that, but I think it's probably the wrong colour, but it's giving it a nice glow. The thing with these paintings is you start fiddling and then you start seeing more things you want to add in. Put these trees in at the back, which are up here. They're sort of in this bit here, sort of underneath this tree. Put this, there's a few sort of trees which are a bit more orange down there. That's quite nice. Yeah, that's good. That's all right. This could do with another. That's fine like that. I think I'll just put some of this down here now, like that. It's better. That's a nice colour, that. Let's put this mast back in if we can. There's a little boy there. Put a few marks in there just to drag that reflection down a bit. Okay, I think we're going to call it a day now. We've done a bit more work on that. Probably about half an hour in the end, maybe 40 minutes. But it needed quite a bit of attention. Probably could still do more on it, but just the point is where do you stop? So that's what we've got. You can just see some of the, if I go in closer, you can see some of the brush marks then. Give you an idea of what I've done and all the different colours that are in there. So yeah, I've just hinted at the houses at the back there, the buoys in the water. I quite like the colour of the fields there. They were quite vivid in the grey. And these rocks sort of jutted out into the scene, and below that were actually some more of the beach started to cut in like this here and sort of swung round, but I decided to leave this area out and just paint over it with like a water. So that's it. Yeah, we'll leave it like that, I think. Right, well, I hope you enjoyed that plein air and studio painting video. I certainly enjoyed the painting. It was really good fun. Good place to go. I'll be definitely going back there again. It's nice and peaceful, calm area. It'd be nice to see it in a better light. So maybe over Christmas, if we get some sun, I'll go down there again. But thanks for watching, and as always, bye for now.